Since the dawn of human imagination, no creature has fascinated us more than the dragons. A beast of fire and flight, a guardian of treasure, a destroyer of worlds. But where did this idea come from? Why does nearly every culture on Earth, separated by oceans and time, speak of dragons? Today, we dive deep into the origins of dragon mythology, exploring stories from ancient Mesopotamia to China, from Europe to the Americas, and uncover why this mythical beast refuses to die. The earliest dragon myths stretch back over 5,000 years. In ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, dragons were not just monsters, they were primordial forces of creation. One of the oldest tales is that of Tiamat, the Babylonian chaos dragon. She was a vast, serpent-like goddess of the sea. In the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation epic, Tiamat battles the storm god Marduk. From her slain body, the heavens and the earth were formed. Here, the dragon wasn't just an enemy, it was the very origin of the cosmos. Chaos must be conquered for order to exist. And so, the image of the dragon as both creator and destroyer was born. While Western myths often paint dragons as fearsome beasts to be slain, Eastern dragons tell a different story. In China, dragons are not monsters, but symbols of wisdom, prosperity, and power. Known as Long, they control the rain, rivers, and the very balance of nature. Unlike fire-breathing European dragons, Chinese dragons soar gracefully through the skies, serpentine and divine. Emperors claimed to descend from dragons. Their thrones were called dragon thrones. The dragon dance during festivals symbolizes good fortune and the life-giving rain. In Japan, dragons like Ryujin ruled the seas, dwelling in underwater palaces of crystal and coral. They were powerful, yet sometimes benevolent, granting magical items to heroes. In India, we find the Nagas, serpent dragons dwelling in rivers and underworld realms, guardians of hidden treasures and cosmic knowledge. To the east, dragons are keepers of balance, protectors, not just destroyers. Travel westward, and the dragon takes a darker form. In Greek mythology, we meet Ladon, the 100-headed dragon guarding the golden apples of the Hesperides. We see the monstrous serpent Python, slain by Apollo to claim his oracle at Delphi. But it is in medieval Europe where dragons truly breathe fire into legend. The image is familiar. Vast wings, scales like iron, hordes of gold, and a knight in shining armor daring to slay it. These tales weren't just stories, they were symbols of good versus evil. St. George and the Dragon tells of a Christian knight defeating a dragon to save a princess and convert a kingdom. In Norse mythology, the dragon Fafnir was once a greedy man who transformed into a dragon to guard his cursed treasure, only to be slain by the hero Sigurd. Here, dragons embodied greed, sin, and destruction, an enemy to be defeated, a challenge to prove heroism. But the dragon myth was not limited to the Old World. In the Aztec civilization of Mesoamerica, there was Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, a god of wisdom, wind, and creation. Half bird, half serpent, he was a bringer of life and order. Among the Maya, the vision serpent was a gateway between worlds, appearing during sacred rituals. In the far north, among the Inuit, stories tell of monstrous sea serpents lurking beneath the frozen waters, threatening fishermen and travelers. From the jungles of Central America to the icy Arctic, humans imagined great serpentine beings, often linked to water, storms, and chaos. Here lies the mystery. How did civilizations, separated by thousands of miles, all invent the idea of dragons? Some scholars suggest it comes from the discovery of dinosaur fossils. Ancient people may have unearthed massive bones and imagined they belonged to fire-breathing beasts. Others argue that dragons are rooted in our primal fears: snakes, predators, storms, and fire. A dragon is the ultimate fusion of all dangers, a nightmare made flesh. But there's also a psychological truth. Dragons represent the obstacles we must face in life. To the east, they test wisdom and harmony. To the west, they test bravery and strength. The dragon is not just a monster, it is the eternal challenge. Dragons never died with the myths of the past. Instead, they evolved. In literature, J.R.R. Tolkien's Smaug became the template for modern fantasy dragons: greedy, cunning, and terrifying. In Game of Thrones, dragons symbolize both ultimate power and ultimate destruction. In films like How to Train Your Dragon, they are reimagined as companions, turning fear into friendship. Even today, the dragon continues to inspire us, whether feared as a monster or revered as a symbol of strength. From Tiamat in Mesopotamia to Quetzalcoatl in Mesoamerica, from the wise dragons of China to the fiery beasts of Europe, the dragon has always been with us. Why? Because the dragon is not just a myth. It is a reflection of ourselves, our fears, our hopes, our endless struggle with chaos, and our eternal quest for meaning. And so long as humanity dreams, the dragon will never die.